Today's episode is sponsored by Midwest Fire. For more than 20 years, Midwest Fire has been manufacturing high-quality tankers, tanker pumpers, and fire rescue vehicles in the United States and Canada. Keeping firefighters safe while enhancing their capabilities is what they do best. To learn more, go to MidwestFire.com.
This is Bert Clark, and you're listening to the SA Matters radio show with Rich Gasaway. The SA Matters mission is simple. They want to help us see the bad things coming in time to avoid bad outcomes.
Hello, and welcome to episode 112 of the Situational Awareness Matters radio show. I'm your host, Rich Gasaway. The purpose of this show is to improve situational awareness and decision-making for individuals and teams who work in high-risk, high-consequence environments. The SA Matters mission is simple, to help you see the bad things coming and time to avoid bad outcomes. I'm coming to you today from the Fairmont Hot Springs Resort in Anaconda, Montana, where I'm in town to deliver 4 programs for the Montana Fire Alliance Conference. Thank you to Stephanie Watson, Michael Robinson, and Kelsey Jones for doing an incredible job organizing and coordinating this conference. Thank you to the Alliance leadership for inviting me back now for the second year in a row. That is truly one of the greatest compliments that can be paid to a speaker, an invitation back to a conference for an encore program. Just prior to visiting here in Montana, I was in Spokane, and I delivered 2 programs for the Spokane Fire Department. Thank you to Assistant Chief Brian Schaefer for your incredible hospitality. This is the 3rd time the SA Matters Tour has stopped in Spokane. Hey, have you scheduled your Situational Awareness Matters Tour stop yet for your department or region? No? Seriously? What are you waiting on? Did you know that issues related to situational awareness or the barriers that flaw situational awareness are implicated in nearly every significant firefighter casualty report? It's a really, really big deal. The problem is most firefighters know so little about it. They think so long as they're paying attention or keeping their head on a swivel that they have good situational awareness. And anyone who's attended one of my programs will tell you that's simply not the case. Oh, sure, paying attention is an important part of the situational awareness development process, but it isn't all of it. There's so much more to it. Those who think it's simply paying attention are just uninformed. Don't be uninformed on a topic that can save your life. There's too much at stake, as situational awareness serves as the foundation for good decision-making. And it's the decision-making that drives the actions that lead to successful outcomes or catastrophic outcomes. If you're interested in attending an upcoming Situational Awareness Matters tour stop, head over to the SA Matters website and click on the blue box on the right side of the homepage that says Upcoming Event Schedule. More than 500 agencies on 4 continents have hosted Situational Awareness Matters Tour Stop events. If you're interested in hosting a program in 2016, now's the time to get it scheduled. The 2016 schedule is filling up fast, and I'm only going to book 6 more programs in 2016. So if you want to fill one of those 6 slots, go to the SAMatters.com website and click on the Contact Us tab. I'm also actively booking the 2017 programs, and I'm going to cap the number of programs in 2017 as well so I can spend more time with my family. Since 2009, I've done a range of 110 to 160 programs a year, and I'm going to cut that down some. So if you're looking to book something in 2017, now's the time to secure your date. If I fill up in 2017, we surely can look at booking something for you in 2018. But really, do you want to wait till 2018? Maybe you're a member of one of those blessed departments whose members have a strong understanding of how to develop and maintain situational awareness. If you think your department has some room for improvement, contact me. Here's a tip about how you can host a program at a reduced cost. I schedule many what I call companion programs. These are programs on adjoining days to other programs. So if you see I'm delivering a program within a few hours of your department, you can tag along as a companion. Just contact me. You can save as much as 20% off the cost by being a companion to an existing program. In today's feature segment, I'm going to discuss the third component of the three-stage process for developing and maintaining situational awareness, prediction. Developing situational awareness starts with perception, and then it advances to understanding, and finally culminates in prediction, the ability to anticipate future events before they happen. In this episode, I'm going to provide a framework for how to predict outcomes. Okay, let's jump into the feature segment now. But when it's done, stick around because I'm going to announce the upcoming tour stop events and where you can attend one and join in on the conversation. All right, time now for the feature segment on predicting future outcomes. Prediction. Prediction is the ability to anticipate future events before they happen. The three-step process of developing situational awareness is first perception, being able to use your five senses to gather information about what's happening around you, and then take that information and form it into understanding, which is the second component of situational awareness development. And then the third, the highest, and perhaps most complex part of situational awareness development is prediction, the ability to anticipate what's going to happen before it happens. I think most first responders are pretty good at perception and understanding, and where I think it breaks down most often is in the area of prediction. The ability to run options in your head to forecast or project what's going to happen before it happens. In his book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Stephen Covey talks about beginning with the end in mind. That's kind of the same concept for prediction at a fireground. Beginning the operation with the end in mind and running mental models or mental movies in your head about what's going to happen to try to anticipate them. So one of the things that I do in the situational awareness programs is I talk with the attendees about how to predict outcomes. And the example that I use is a residential dwelling fire. So that's the example that I'll use here. So what was helpful is to ask yourself a series of questions as you're sizing up and preparing to make your action plan at the incident. And one of the questions would be, where is this event headed? So think of a single-family residential dwelling fire, detached, no exposures. We'll just make it I don't want to say a simple, but an uncomplicated residential dwelling fire event. So where is this event headed? What's going to happen into the future? So as you ask yourself the question of where is it headed, take that question and expand upon it and say, where is this event headed if we do nothing? In other words, if you arrived and did nothing at all, I don't advocate that as a strategy, but if you did nothing, what would happen? If you just watched that incident play out, what would occur? And chances are, if neither of these two things that I'm about to talk about have happened, chances are good that they are going to happen just because of the matter of physics and thermodynamics at an incident scene. So one of the things that's going to happen is it's probably going to flash over or at least turn into a full free-burning fire. The second thing that is going to happen, if left unchecked, is the structure will likely collapse eventually. So if you have it in your mind that this fire would eventually flash over or go to full free burning or collapse, then you know that if you do nothing, that's going to happen. And so what you have to do is try to anticipate and say, how long is it going to take for either of those things to happen, assuming they haven't happened yet? So you arrive on the scene, you size it up, you look at the incident and say, how long is it going to take to get there? How long is it going to be before we have a flashover? How long is it going to be before we have a collapse? And then keep in mind that every event unfolds at a certain speed or a certain pace. The speed at which conditions unfold are very understanding the speed at which conditions are unfolding is very important to the development of situational awareness. So it's critically important to keep track of the passage of time. In fact, keeping track of the passage of time is so critical to the development of situational awareness that I have built it right into the definition that I use in my programs. And here's the definition. Situational awareness is the ability to perceive and understand what is happening in the environment around you in the context of how time is passing, and then in turn being able to accurately predict future events, hopefully in time to avoid a bad outcome. As you watch conditions unfold at an incident scene, watching them unfold without the context of time is a barrier to situational awareness, because time can become distorted. You can lose track of time very easily, and you can still see the conditions change, but it's not in the context of whether it's changing over the course of 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 20 minutes. So it's vitally important to keep track of the passage of time. So then, after we say, where is this event headed? Headed to flashover, headed to collapse, how long is it going to take to get there? Then that's when you then ask yourself the questions that inject your actions into that event. In other words, this structure fire left unchecked is going to head toward a flashover or going to head toward a collapse. And you simply just do not want to be in the way when that happens, because you'll become part of the problem. So then you inject your crew in action, your action plan, into this thought process of setting expectations by asking yourself the question, can we change the outcome? Can you and your crew and the resources you have assembled there change the outcome of the incident? Are the conditions right for you to be able to change the outcome? Do you have the right resources there and now to change the outcome? Can you operate faster than the conditions are changing? How much time do you have? This is critical because a lot of firefighters that get caught in thermal assault events, being either just going to full free burning fire and they're inside, or a flashover and they're inside, or a collapse and they get caught up in the collapse, we're getting in the way of the outcome. The flashover is going to occur, the collapse is going to occur, and they happen to be inside or on the roof when it occurred. So you have to ask yourself, with the context of those other questions, can we change the outcome? If you cannot change the outcome, then don't get in the way of the outcome. If you get in the way of an outcome you cannot change, you're going to become a victim of the outcome. So again, summarizing the process of prediction, it's being able to anticipate what's going to happen before it happens by running the options of what you could be doing with your crew in your head in advance, beginning with the end in mind, and asking yourself these critical questions. Where is the event headed? And you could throw in, if we did nothing, that will help you to anticipate. How long is it going to take to get there? Keeping in mind that every event unfolds at a different speed. And then ask yourself, can we change the outcome? Are the conditions right? Do we have the right resources? Can we operate faster than the conditions are changing? How much time do we have? If the conditions are right, engage in an interior operation. If the conditions are not right, then you can, if it's ripe for flashover, don't go inside. You can employ a transitional attack and take the energy out of the fire from the exterior and then go interior. You don't want to try to prevent a flashover that's quickly on its way to coming from the interior. That's an extremely dangerous place to be. Better to take the energy out of it with a knockdown from the exterior. And if a building is headed in the direction of collapse because it's weakened, there isn't anything we're going to do to be able to strengthen the structure that is headed in the direction of collapse. So that's the foundation and the process for how to predict future outcomes. Okay, as I always do, I want to take a moment to thank the departments and the organizations that have hosted some of our recent Situational Awareness Matters tour stop events. I do this to show my appreciation to those organizations who put forth the effort to organize, advertise, and fund great training experiences for their members and their region. Your efforts to bring this valuable and powerful training on situational awareness and high-risk, high-consequence decision-making to your members and others in your region are greatly appreciated. The new Hanover County Fire Department in North Carolina hosted 2 programs. The Alberta Fire Chiefs Conference in Calgary hosted 3 programs. The Pima Interagency Training Committee and the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation Arizona chapter hosted 3 programs. The Spokane Fire Department hosted 2 programs, and where I am now for the Montana Fire Alliance Conference, and they are hosting 4 programs. If you're interested in joining me for an upcoming Situational Awareness Matters tour stop event, on June 16th, I will be at the Brighton Area Fire Department in Michigan. June 17th, the Eastern Michigan University School of Police and Fire Staff and Command Executive Leadership Program. June 22, the Texas Interstate Mutual Aid Association. June 24 and 25 for the Cy-Fair Fire Department in Texas. And then I'm going to take a few days off to enjoy some time with my family, and then back on the road on July 6th for the Iowa Fire Training Bureau in Ames, Iowa. July 7th, the Overland Park Fire Department in Overland Park, Kansas. And July 8th, the Shawnee Fire Department in Shawnee, Oklahoma. Then I'm going to take a little more time off again for my annual Boundary Waters Wilderness Canoe Trip. I've taken this trip every year since 2005. It is the highlight of my summer. Also coming up this summer, I'm going to chaperone a Boy Scout high adventure trip where we're going to be sailing off the tip of the Florida Keys for 14 days. 2 weeks on a boat with my 16-year-old son. No smartphones, no technology. Stay tuned to see how that works out. Thanks so much for those who have hosted programs, and here's hoping there'll be a tour stop near you and we'll get a chance to meet up. While delivering programs in southwest Minnesota earlier this year, I had an opportunity to stop by and visit my awesome, amazing, totally rad sponsor, Midwest Fire. They make all poly fire apparatus that's changing the industry. You seriously need to check them out at MidwestFire.com. And I got a chance to sit down and talk to a few of their employees about what separates Midwest Fire from their competitors. And I asked account executive Dalton Lingbeck about why Midwest Fire doesn't have a dealer network. Here's what he had to say. Okay, Dalton, I got a question for you. No dealer network. What's up with that? Are you guys just not big enough to have a dealer network, or what's the strategy here for not having a dealer network for a fire truck manufacturer? It's a little bit out of the norm.
Yeah, no, it's not that we're not big enough. It's really because we actually had people that have come to us and want to be dealers for us, and it's more of a strategy for us to be more direct with the customer. We really want to have direct communication with them, and with the benefit for them as well is that they have direct communication with manufacturing. So really the beautiful thing is that when customers call us and talk to us about trucks, they're talking to an account representative at the facility. So if they have questions that we can't answer, we're 10 steps away from engineering, we're 20 steps away from production. So getting the answers to their questions is really efficient and really easy. It really keeps costs down as well. When you deal with the big guys and they have big dealer networks, they have commission structures for their dealers. You're dealing with a middleman, where we don't have those costs. So we look after our customers, make sure that their trucks are affordable, and we make them even more affordable with not having those dealer networks. And then finally, miscommunication is minimal, basically because, like I said, you're dealing with us at the manufacturer facility. We make contact really efficient, and it's just direct, so it's really nice.
Yeah. So if I go to a conference and I see a manufacturer, they have some trucks there, and their booth is just swarming with people, and I'm not guessing, I know those are all their dealer reps. And then I walk over to Midwest Fire, and I see your apparatus on display, and I see some of your people there. Those aren't dealer reps. Those are people from right here in Laverne, Minnesota, that have gone to the conference, and you're talking to the direct people that are going to watch that truck being built beyond the walls that we're sitting in.
Exactly, yeah. So we don't bring anybody else except people that work and are employed by Midwest Fire. You'll see in our booth, you'll see a variety. You'll see the account representatives, so your sales guys, and then you'll see some years we bring engineering, some years we bring people from the shop, on the shop floor, from production. Our CEO, Sarah Atchison, is there every single year. You can talk to her. We bring people from the office. It's just, everyone you talk to is directly here at the facility in Laverne, and it's nice.
Yeah. So if you're wondering what differentiates Midwest Fire from their competitors, there you have it, right from the horse's mouth. So check them out at MidwestFire.com. Thank you, Sarah Atchison, and all the staff at Midwest Fire for your awesome commitment to improving first responder safety. I sincerely appreciate your support of my mission. Hey, if you're interested in attending an upcoming Situational Awareness Matters tour stop, head over to the SA Matters website and click on the blue box on the right side of the homepage labeled Upcoming Event Schedule. I booked 4 new programs just in the last couple weeks, thanks to Howard Volunteer Fire Department in South Dakota, Firehouse Expo, which is coming to Nashville in October, and the International Association of Fire Chiefs VCOS Symposium in the Sun in November, and Texas Fire Educators booked me. So thanks to all of you for that. I want to share a couple pieces of feedback I received. I don't share the feedback to brag, but rather to show appreciation to those who are inspired by my message and take the time to send me some encouragement. If you want to send some encouraging feedback, I'd love to hear from you. Visit the samatters.com website and click on the Contact Us link. Okay, this first piece of feedback comes from James Clark, and it's in response to the presentation at the Alberta Fire Chiefs Conference. Rich, thanks very much for the information. I truly enjoyed all your presentations. Keep up the great work. In my opinion, you are truly making a difference. I wish I would have had your insight to training years ago when I did a lot of training. I would have done things very differently. Going forward, your insights will be applied. Thank you, James, for that piece of feedback. The next piece of feedback comes from Evans Ross. Evans says, congratulations on your 100th episode. You're sprouting some serious legs, and it looks as though you are going to have the longevity to go a long way with your podcast. First off, thanks for getting your message out there. The format, content, and relatability of what you and your interviewees speak about really hits home with me, and I'm sure it does with others. Your podcast, blog, publications, and books have helped fill part of my training that I have been searching for. Your last podcast, episode 108, could not have come at a better time for me in my fire department. Thanks again, and great work, and have a good week. Looking forward to next week's episode. Thank you, Evan, for that piece of feedback. If you know of someone you'd like to see as a guest on the show, then contact me through the SA Matters website, and I'll get an interview set up. If you've experienced or witnessed a near miss and would like to have a platform to share your lessons learned with others, contact me by visiting the samatters.com website, Contact Us link, and we'll get something set up. Think about it for a moment. The lessons learned from your near miss could save the life of another first responder. That's pretty powerful. If you want to share your experiences, contact me. If you haven't subscribed to the SA Matters radio podcast yet, please take a moment to go over to iTunes or Stitcher Radio. And while you're there, consider leaving some feedback for the show. And if you like it, give it a 5-star review. This is really important because it inspires me to work harder for you. A lot of time and effort goes into producing, recording, editing the show, and lining up the guests. And your feedback will let me know that you appreciate the show. And it'll also help others to find the show when they're doing searches in iTunes. In case you didn't know, I've written 3 books on situational awareness and created 4 DVD training programs. The books and the DVDs are available on the samatters.com website, on the store link. If you're not a member of the SA Matters community of learners yet, please consider joining. There are more than 5,000 members connected on SA Matters, sharing ideas about how to improve situational awareness, how to make better decisions under stress, and how to train members to be critical thinkers and resilient problem solvers. Membership is free, and when you sign up, you'll get a special report that I've created for the new members called 25 Best Practices for Improving First Responder Safety. If you're not a member yet, head over to the website, click on the red box on the right side of the homepage that says Free Membership. If you want to get connected on social media, you can get connected with me on Twitter, at Rich Gasaway, or at SA Matters on Twitter. The SA Matters Twitter community is approaching 17,000 followers of our mission there, and thanks to everybody supporting us there. If you want to get connected on Facebook, there's a private SA Matters Facebook page, facebook.com/groups/SA Matters. There's a 50% discount coupon in that Facebook group for the latest SA Matters book. That'll save you $20. On LinkedIn, you can find me by searching Rich Gasaway on LinkedIn. And on YouTube, there is an SA Matters TV YouTube channel. Well, that's it. Episode 112 is complete. Thanks to our podcast sponsor, Midwest Fire, and thanks to all of our live event hosts. And thank you, our listeners, for sharing some of your valuable time with me today. I really appreciate your support of the SA Matters mission. Be safe out there, and may the peace of the Lord and strong situational awareness be with you always.
You've been listening to the Situational Awareness Matters radio show with Dr. Richard B. Gasaway. If you are interested in learning more about situational awareness, human factors, and decision-making under stress, visit samatters.com. If you are interested in booking Dr. Gasaway for an upcoming event, visit his personal website at richgasaway.com.